There is a seed that was buried with a king. When archaeologists opened the tomb of Tutankhamun in 1922, sealed for over 3,300 years, they found gold, jewels, weapons, and a vial of small black seeds. Not grain, not wheat, not barley. Seeds that the Egyptians considered so sacred, they sent them into the afterlife with their pharaoh. Cleopatra reportedly used black seed oil as a beauty treatment. Egyptian physicians prescribed it for digestive ailments, infections, and inflammation. The seeds were used in mummification. Whatever the Egyptians believed about the afterlife, they believed this seed was essential to surviving it. The earliest written reference to this seed appears in the book of Isaiah in the Old Testament. The Hebrew word is ketzah. Hippocrates prescribed it. Dioscorides used it in the 1st century to treat headaches, toothaches, and intestinal parasites. Ibn Sina, the man the Western world calls Avicenna, the father of modern medicine, documented it in the Canon of Medicine over 1,000 years ago. He prescribed it for shortness of breath, digestive disorders, and as a general strengthener of the body's vital force. The Canon of Medicine remained the standard medical textbook in European universities for over 500 years. That means European doctors were prescribing this seed based on Ibn Sina's writings until the Renaissance. By the time the seed reached the Indian subcontinent, Ayurvedic and Unani practitioners had integrated it into their pharmacopoeia for respiratory illness, skin conditions, and pain. In Arabic, it is called Habat al-Baraka, the seed of blessing. In Latin, the genus is named Nigella, but the seed earned another name entirely, Panacea, the Latin word for cure-all. But the name that matters most comes from a single line that has been repeated for 1,400 years across every mosque and every Muslim household on earth. The Prophet Muhammad said, "In this seed there is healing for every disease except death." Not some diseases, not most diseases, every disease except death. For 1,400 years that claim was dismissed as religious exaggeration. Then modern science tested it. Over 1,200 peer-reviewed studies have now been published on this seed, and the results are so broad, so consistent, and so threatening to so many pharmaceutical markets simultaneously that you have almost certainly never heard of it. I'm going to tell you which seed, what it does inside your body, and why the most studied natural compound in the history of herbal medicine still is not on your doctor's prescription pad. But first, you need to understand what happened when researchers finally put the prophet's claim under a microscope. The seed is Nigella sativa, black seed, black cumin, kalonji. The tiny black triangular seeds come from a white-petaled flower that grows across the Mediterranean, the Middle East, South Asia, and North Africa. Its primary active compound is called Thymoquinone, and Thymoquinone is the reason this seed does things that should not be possible for a single plant. Thymoquinone is a potent antioxidant that reduces reactive oxygen species. It suppresses nuclear factor kappa B, one of the master switches controlling inflammation in the human body. It modulates the immune system, up-regulating it when weakened and calming it when overactive. It inhibits the enzymes that drive allergic responses. It protects liver cells from toxic damage. It crosses the blood-brain barrier. No single synthetic drug on the market targets this many pathways simultaneously. In a meta-analysis of 82 randomized controlled trials, Nigella sativa supplementation significantly improved blood pressure, blood sugar, cholesterol, triglycerides, inflammatory markers, liver enzymes, kidney function, body weight, and oxidative stress markers. These were human clinical trials published in peer-reviewed journals across multiple countries, not preliminary, not animal studies. In 16 randomized controlled trials on type 2 diabetes patients, black seed reduced fasting blood glucose by an average of 21 mg per deciliter, reduced HbA1c by 0.44% and significantly lowered total cholesterol and LDL. One study of 94 patients with uncontrolled type 2 diabetes found that 2 grams per day of black seed for 12 weeks reduced fasting blood glucose by an average of 56 mg per deciliter and HbA1c by 1.52%. Insulin resistance dropped. Beta cell function improved. Kidney and liver function remained normal throughout. The 3 doses tested in the study caused no adverse effects on any organ. A separate trial comparing black seed oil capsules against metformin, the world's most prescribed diabetes drug, found that black seed produced comparable reductions in blood sugar, while also significantly reducing body weight, waist circumference, cholesterol and triglycerides, results that metformin did not match. The highest percentage of published research on black seed, 17%, focuses on its anti-cancer activity. Thymoquinone has been shown in laboratory studies to suppress tumour growth, induce cancer cell death, and inhibit the signalling pathways that allow tumours to spread in breast, colon, pancreatic, lung, liver, and blood cancers. It does this while leaving healthy cells intact. No chemotherapy drug on Earth can make that claim. Here is what makes this seed different from every other plant remedy we have covered on this channel. Most plants do one or two things well. Turmeric reduces inflammation, elderberry fights viruses, garlic lowers cholesterol. Black seed does all of those things and more through multiple mechanisms validated in over 1,000 studies across dozens of disease categories: antioxidant, anti-inflammatory, antimicrobial, antiviral, antidiabetic, antihypertensive, hepatoprotective, nephroprotective, immunomodulatory, bronchodilatory, anticancer. That is not a list I compiled. That is the summary of a 2016 comprehensive review published in the Journal of Ethnopharmacology, covering every clinical study on Nigella sativa from 1979 to 2015. The review concluded that extensive studies showed valuable therapeutic effects across multiple disorders with a wide range of safe doses. When researchers at the University of Dhaka tested black seed oil against 5 standard antibiotics, the oil proved more effective against multiple drug-resistant bacteria, including strains of E. coli and cholera that had stopped responding to conventional drugs, a seed oil, outperforming antibiotics against superbugs. Here is the honest caveat. The prophet said every disease except death. The science says something more measured. While the breadth of evidence is extraordinary, most individual studies are small. The diabetes meta-analysis included 16 trials, which is strong but not enormous. The anti-cancer findings are overwhelmingly from laboratory and animal studies, not large-scale human trials. No one has conducted a 10,000 patient definitive trial on black seed for cancer, heart disease, or any single condition. Because no one can patent a seed that grows wild across 3 continents. Thymoquinone cannot be monopolized. You cannot own it. You cannot restrict access to it. And that means nobody with a research budget measured in billions has any incentive to fund the trial that would change clinical guidelines. The pharmaceutical industry spends $1.4 trillion globally. Black seed costs $3 to $5 a bag. The economics of that equation explain everything you need to know about why this seed is still classified as a supplement and not a medicine. During the COVID-19 pandemic, researchers noticed that Muslim-majority countries, where black seed consumption is part of daily life, had fewer cases and deaths per capita during the 3 global peak dates in 2020 and 2021, across a cross-country analysis of 165 nations. Correlation is not causation, but it is a pattern worth investigating. Nobody investigated. Unproven does not mean disproven. It means unfunded. If this matters to you, hit subscribe. We are not stopping. Here is what you can do tonight. Buy black seed at any Indian, Middle Eastern or health food shop. It is sold as whole seeds, ground powder, oil and capsules. The Arabic name on the label may be Habat al-Baraka or Habat Dauda. In Indian shops it is labelled Kalonji. The clinical trial dose for diabetes was 2 grams per day of powdered seed taken in capsule form. For general health, 1 teaspoon of black seed oil daily is the most common dose used in studies. You can take it straight, mix it with honey, or add it to food. The oil has a strong, peppery, slightly bitter taste. Mixing it with raw honey is the traditional Middle Eastern preparation and the one most commonly referenced in prophetic medicine. You can also sprinkle whole seeds on bread, salads, or yogurt the way Egyptian, Turkish, and Indian households have done for centuries. Black seed is considered safe at doses up to 5 milliliters of oil per day for 8 weeks, with no notable liver, kidney, or gastrointestinal side effects in healthy volunteers. Do not use therapeutic doses if pregnant or breastfeeding without consulting a doctor. If you are on blood thinners, diabetes medication, or blood pressure medication, Consult your doctor before adding black seed, as it may enhance the effects of these drugs. Now picture this. It is 10 years from now. There is a jar of small black seeds on your kitchen counter next to the salt and pepper. Every morning you take a teaspoon of the oil with a spoonful of raw honey, the same way 1 billion people across the Middle East and South Asia have done for centuries. Your blood sugar has been stable for years. Your doctor noticed the improvement in your cholesterol panel and asked what changed. You told them about a seed that was found in the tomb of a pharaoh who died 3,300 years ago. You told them a prophet called it the cure for every disease except death, and that 1,200 studies later, science has not been able to prove him wrong. You told them 82 randomized controlled trials showed it improves blood pressure, blood sugar, cholesterol, inflammation, liver function, kidney function, and oxidative stress. You told them it outperformed 5 antibiotics against drug-resistant bacteria. You told them it costs $3 a bag and grows wild from Morocco to northern India. You told them the pharmaceutical industry spends $1.4 trillion a year, and not a cent of it goes toward proving that a seed you can buy at any corner shop might be the most versatile medicine on earth. Then you handed them the jar. It weighs almost nothing. It costs less than a cup of coffee, and it carries 3,300 years of evidence that the most powerful pharmacy on earth might be a seed. And if you want to go deeper, head to our website to grab our ebook on Lost Plant Remedies the System Forgot. But the science never did. Thanks for watching. Check out another video and make sure to hit subscribe.